Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our international class in module calculus 1. And today is actually according to the contract, it is the sixth meeting for us. However, since we start the class at the third meeting, so means it is the fourth meeting, because the second two meeting we start in Indonesian language or in regular class. Okay, and today also the first Ramadan for us, some of you asking me to make a Zoom meeting. Yes, I invite you also to join our class through Zoom meeting. But because I'm health, I have a duty to come directly to the class. And I'm so happy because most of you come also to the class, to the offline class. Okay, thank you very much for your coming. I hope, I wish fasting is not an obstacle for us, but we should use fasting to motivate or to improve our spirit in studying. And today we will discuss again about limit, but we will close this today. So next week we will continue to the second topic in calculus, that is differential. Okay, so what I want to discuss with you, the first one is about the part of infinite limit. We didn't discuss this last week. I think I missed this slide. So what we want to discuss here is about the rules in infinite limit. For example, you have such we can call this like crazy problems. For example, you have a limit of x approaches infinity from the 9 x power of 7 minus 17x power of 6 plus 15 root square of x over 3 times x power of 7 plus 1000 x power of 5 and minus log 2 of x. So how we can solve these crazy problems? So looks, even at the beginning we think or we do, it is crazy things. I cannot solve the problem like that. But look here, we have the rules. And if you follow the rule, and it is a very easy things. I learned also why we have always like L. Now I know the stand for of L. L is for limit. So that's why we always have L. L is limit. So look, the rule is L equals 0. So you can say, for example, the limit of x approaches infinity of something crazy things would be 0, if and only if n less than m. What is n and what is m? Look here. N is the power from the numerator, and the biggest or the highest power. So if you have the case that they put the crazy equation not in order the power, you should put it in order first. So now you can recognize which one are the highest power. Okay, so n means the highest or the biggest power from the x in the uh, numerator, numerator, and as the opposite, denominator. M, again, the biggest or the highest power from the numerator. So just give attention to this and this. So you will have the limit equals 0 if and only if n less than m. And you have L is A over P. A is the coefficient or the extension from x with the biggest power in numerator part, while the P is the coefficient from the x with highest or biggest power in the denominator location. Yeah? So if n equals m, then the limit is A over P. And when you have the n bigger than m, then the limit is infinity. So now, by using that rules, look to the three problem we have. And now we can think what is the solution for them. Look again for the first. For the first, you see the n is 7. And also the n is also 7. So you have this case. Then the limit, the limit would be A over P, and it is 9 over 3 and 3. Get directly. So previously, we thought it is impossible to solve. The problem is very, very hard. By knowing the rules, it becomes very easy or simple for us. So remember the rule. Okay? That's why the God sent us the Quran. Quran is the rule of life for Muslim. For a non-Muslim, maybe, of course, they have also their own rules. So the function of rule is to help us in solving the problem that we cannot solve. It looks like a crazy problem for us. We cannot solve. Without the rules, then we become crazy. That's why in some case you will see the people who do like something crazy. Also, they kill themselves, something like that, because they cannot solve the problems. Remember, you should be a strong generation. Use the rule to solve the problem, and you can also ask help from parents, from friends, from your teachers. Be a strong, never kill yourself. It is not a solution. Because after dying, we have another session of life. I mean, not then you finish or you become over. Okay. Again, look to the problem number 2. Yeah. Okay, 0. Why 0? Because the n less than m. Okay. Because n less than m, then for this the solution is 0. And for this, unlimited or infinity, you can say that infinite, because we have the condition of n higher or bigger than m. So you don't need to think about this coefficient. Directly you can take the conclusion. Look, the key things, then you can solve very, very fast. It is, yeah, problems. Okay. And again, I have a rule for you if you have the problem like this. In this case, you have the problem that you should uh, like calculated to a function, yeah? And we ask about this. What is the limit for this case? Again, we have some rule here. You can see. In the case of this, the limit would be negative infinity if and only if a less than p. What is a? Look here, a is the coefficient from the first, or the positive uh, equation you have, and p is uh, the coefficient from the highest x, the highest power of x, with negative signs. So if a less than p, then this such limit would be to negative infinity. And how is a equals p? We will see here that we can calculate then the L or limit equals to b minus k over 2 root square of a. And from here you know the b is the coefficient from x, and the key is the coefficient from x also, but from negative position. And then the a is the equation, the coefficient from the x, from positive. And if you have a higher than b, the solution would be positive infinity. So just remember this, then you can get the solution from these problems. Okay. What is your opinion? Is it easy or difficult now? Very easy. Yes. You will feel easy if you know the rules. Then, if you know the rule, it would be easy. Sometimes your problem you cannot remember, so you have to see your note. That is okay. Just look to your note. So my suggestion is put the rule as a note. Maybe you put in your wallet. If you look at this regularly, more often, you will remember it. That is very important. For example, if you need to solve such problem more often, then you have to recognize or remember this. Learn by heart. Hafal. You should learn by heart. Okay. Okay, then I will maybe only like telling story with you about limit, because today is our last meeting about limit. So I will bring you back to remember how we understand limit. And now we want to understand back about what is the closed interval means. So here I have one chart for you. And you can see here that the line is named as the function of f. So we can then put it f of x. And you can see from the chart or the picture how it looks like. What happened? You can see. What happened with the function f of x? What we can learn. We start to look in the interval from minus h to 2. So we look from minus h to until 2. It is called the closed interval. So you will have this model or line. It is a drawing of the function f of x. What we can learn there? For example, if you want to say what is the limit? What is the limit? X approaches to 5. Minus 5, I mean it? This is minus 2. Minus 5. F of x. What we can see here? We learn that to decide what is the limit x approaches 5 from f of x, yeah, how to decide? You should see from both sides. Both sides, which one? The left hand side and the right hand side. So you can see here from the left, from the left is plus, from the right is plus, and from the left is minus. Yeah. So we can see here, if we approach, I will change the color. X approaches 5, from the right hand side. You will see like you will find 1. Okay, I can make in red. So limit x approaches minus 5 from positive side of f of x. We find here that is 1. And now look from the other side. Again, we still have the same approach, the same, that limit x approaches minus 5 from negative side is also 1. Then you can decide that the limit x approaches minus 5 from the function of x equals 1, because it is balanced. From the left side and the right side, you have the same value. And you have this. You can determine for any point in interval of minus x until minus 2. Following this line, following that model. Okay. Then what happened after minus 2? Then you jump to different model. That's why I told you also about that you have some model too in your life. Because, depend on time. In the beginning of the month, you have more money. At the end of the month, you have less money. So then you cannot spend for your need in the same way. You should consider the amount of money you have, right? You can eat pizza at the beginning of the month, but you can only eat egg geprek at the end of the month. So remember that the x, the x coordinate is like a times in your life, like times. That what I told you before. Calculus is the study of limit. What is it? It is the study about something continuous going on, something going on. In previously, before calculus is born, the mathematics cannot solve the problem of continuous or continuity. But after we have calculus, we can solve the problem of movement, something that based on the time, something that growing up. Like we can guess the increase of population. It's very important, So then we can make like the plan to provide food security, something like that. If I know about the population of the young generation, the government can also put a good plan for the education. So very important for us to understand the continuous uh, changes in our life. So here you see in close interval from a new one, from -2 until here we can say 4, -2 until 4. We have different model, the difference. And exactly at this -2, if you see from the left side, you get that the value is 0, but when you see from the right side, the value is about 3, -3. So then you have the unbalanced situation. And in this case, we had discussed previously that it is a type of discontinuity. That means you you cannot have the limit here. Or we say in other words, the limit, the limit of x approaches -2 from f of x does not exist. Does not exist. We can put in short DNA. DNE does not exist. Why? Because from the left side you get about 0, but from the right side you get -3. So then it is not the same, and the theory from limit said we cannot find limit at that point. So I hope now you get the understanding about closed interval. Closed interval is like the time you start and you end something. Maybe you start to eat burger, pizza, king fried chicken, for example, from uh, from the date the first for example to no 1st of March, only until 10th of March. You have that interval. It is called interval, the period you have, like period. Interval is also period. Period or times, then time. Time is period. I hope you get that. And if we want to see from this interval, you will have difference, different value from previous model of the f function. Okay, and then also I want to discuss with you about limit behavior. What is limit behavior? We want to discuss here. For example, I show you one graph here. The function of g, the function of g. Here you will see, following the line, if you follow the line, again, with the same way, we can determine any limit for any point. We can determine whether it has limit or not. And of course, if you see the continuous line, that means you have limit along the line, right? You can look at any point. You will have, you can get the definition. But then if you have this empty, we had discussed before, then we have problem here. We cannot determine the value of f of x here as minus 6. In opposite, the value is 0 in this case. And it is also a type of discontinuity. Number 1, jumping at a point. And also, what I can show you about limit. Here you have the function of g. And for example here, we can maybe try some effort to determine the value. Sometimes we can continue the limit. Then we can connect it. These hard points. We can make the connection if we can determine the value here as minus 6. Sometimes we cannot. So then it is a type of discontinuity. And the other behavior of limit is that you can probably draw the second function. I will give you examples. F, the function of f. I will make it this f of x. This one is g of x. What we can learn from the second function I put for you, look to the overlaps situation here. For example, here. Here, we learn that you can have the same limit for the function. So we can put like limit x approaches 3 from f of x equals to limit x approaches 3 from g of x. Only at x approaches 3, not at other. It is also the behavior of limit. It can has one time the same definition. For example, maybe for you, you come from different backgrounds, come to the same class. You come from different district or sub-district, from different senior high school. But at the end, you can graduate with cum laude, the same. You start at different point, but at one point you can have the same. It happens also in our life. That's why never think that I am from a poor family and I cannot succeed in future. It is not like that. We can make effort. You will see that the line I draw for you is like your effort. And then you can have the same. So I want also to explain you that probably you will have more than 2 models that can give you the same solution or the same value at one point. I can make the third for you. For example, I name it g of x, like this. Uh, h, h of x, because we have f, g, and h. Again, you look, it is different, from the beginning, different, but at this point, the same. Yeah. So maybe you will find that in future, that phenomenon, and it is happen in limit. That's why you should try to do maximal effort for your life to be. I wish, all of you will graduate with cum laude at the end. Even you start with different situation. That's what I propose. I wish also. I will pray for you. And limit. We learn from limit that it is possible to happen. So I want to make you sure about that. Try to reach the highest. How to say, the highest, as high as possible that you can achieve it. The highest achievement at the end. In Islamic term, it is called the purpose of our life is to finish our life with husnul khatimah, to close our eyes with goodness. That is our dreams, our plan. Maybe we will have different problems. One of our teacher lecture, uh, Bapak Dr. Zulfarijal, you know him, Dr. Zulfarijal. So he is 6 now. I hope also you pray for him. He just get a surgery in hospital. So we have to pray for him. We hope that he become health soon and can join us again in class. So, okay. So remember about limit behavior that different limit, different function can have the same value at one point. And it is like we imagine your story, different story from different student. But at the end, I hope all of you graduate with a best or excellent. And also, we will discuss about limit intuition. What is intuition? Intuisi, yes. Yeah, we discussed in the first meeting. I think that calculus is also something abstract. Abstract is something like it is not real, but it is there. Intuition. You should use your feeling to understand. Okay, let us discuss about the limit intuition. What is that? Here I have for you coordinate Cartesians. This one is x axis and this one is y axis. Always like that. And for example, I draw for you this function. We can maybe name this function as f of x. F of x. Okay, so what is that? What is the limit? So for this, we can put the rules what we have from the beginning. We can write this that limit x approaches c f of x equals to L. And L is limit. It is limit. So here. So you know everything. It is the function f of x. And then we can make the equation or the expression that limit x approaches c from the function f of x equals to L. You know that f of x equals to y. So the value, some value in y, we name it L, then you can make here limit. So I hope this is very clear for you then. And sometimes we have the problem of discontinuity. We don't know the value here. So we should draw it with empty circle, because we cannot determine the value exactly at x equals c. In the case, then we need intuition. We have to imagine something abstractly. That is a limit intuition. So it is not about like tale story, tale story, dongeng. It's also intuition, But I mean, today it is a story in calculus, in mathematics. It is also a story, but not a tale story. It is a scientific story, You cannot determine this value. So you need intuition to determine. We learned previously, in case of limit, it is very easy, following the rule, how you can determine. You should see the left side and the right side. So you see what happened here in this and what happened here. That is intuition. So then you can make like here, maybe here's c minus 0.5. You can have the value here as L minus 5, for example. I don't know, we can just intuition. And you can have here like C plus 0.5. And then here you will have also the same like L plus 5. That is our intuition. Because one procedure or one steps to analyze limit is to see the right hand side and the left hand side. So what happened here? If you see, you cannot determine the value of f of x at c, but you can probably determine the closer value to c. Maybe the closer value less than c here in this area, probably the closer value higher than c in this area. The positive area is higher than c. The minus area means the closer value less than c. Because less than, we can make expression c minus some value. C minus. Uh, and here is C plus, C plus value we can put as our target, Okay, maybe you have a question from your side. No question. Now, to elaborate more about our intuition, I will add the value. For example, what we have is uh, here is we have check first my note. Okay, we continue. What I want to discuss with you about limit intuition is probably um, we have a case now. We can change. We can make the value for the C and L from our chart. For example, here I will put for you. What is that? For example, we have here um, we have here 5. This one is 5. And then we have here SL is 10. 10. This is an example. Just an examples. We have 10. And then the problem also, we have the empty circle. So then we have here the value of this is about here is 5. The problem is like that. What happened? Since we have the function of f of x, you see, we have the function f of x following this line where exactly, yeah, at x approaches 5, we cannot have the value following the line or the chart that is about 10. Yeah. As the opposite, we have the value that is 5. So that is the story, yeah? The story. At x exactly 5, we cannot have 10, but we have 5. But what happens when we have, for example, the x value is 4.9. 4.9 close to 5, right? 4.9. I will have, we will have, we will have the value close to 10, right? If I put like the limit x approaches 4.999, 4.999 here, we will have the solution closer to 10. But exactly at 5, we have 5. So how we can solve the problems? How we can determine this problem? Here we need the limit intuition to determine the problem. I will tell you. For example, the first we determine the function first. We can make here y. Sorry, y or f of x it is 2x. 2x if x is not 5, but x if x equals 5. This is what happened to our case. We can draw this. The function of the model is f of x is 2x when x, the condition is when x is not 5. But when x is 5, or equals 5, the function f of x is not 2x but x. Because you see, like 2x is x is 5, 2x is 10, something like that. You can learn from this. Okay, then when I put like x approaches 4.9 or 4.99, or in the opposite, I put x approaches 5.01, 5.001, it will be the same. The value close to 2x or 10. It is happen if we can make here like you can make something here. You will have here value. If you make less than, can have value close to 10. And now we can make the definition that for any adjustment you make, for example, if you make like x approaches to 4.99, so 5 minus 0.99 is something, right? And it is a very close value. That means the different value is very small. 5 minus 4.99 is like 0.01 probably, something like that. So a very close, a very small value. So then we can put this like x minus c equals to delta, where it is the different value, the small different value that we adjust is delta. Okay, it's delta. And then in this side, in this part, would be the same. When you have new value for x, you will have also the new value for f of x or y. And in this part, we can have the new term of epsilon. I will introduce you two terms, delta and epsilon. Okay. Delta and epsilon. Again, I will put for you f of x equals to 2x when x is not 5 and x when x equals to 5. That is we have. And now we can have here like x minus c, less than delta, because we have delta here. A very small value, because what we want is the closer value to 5. And then in this side, we can have like f of x minus L less than epsilon, the same, with the same imagination. Okay, now we continue our intuition. We can make, for example, here we put directly x, c is 5, our c is 5, then x minus 5 less than epsilon. In this case, because we have c as 5, x minus 5, then in absolute less than epsilon. Then what we can do, we make intuition to follow the function 2x. We multiply both sides by 2. Then we have like 2x minus 10 less than 2 delta. Now we can see that it's this expression now following this, that 2x is f of x and 10 is L. Then we can determine that epsilon equals to delta. Epsilon equals to 2 delta. Then what is delta? Delta is epsilon over 2. By this way, then you can very easy to approach to any value, because you have already that in this case the delta is epsilon over 2. When you have different model, just follow this to determine delta and epsilon, then you can get the solution. If you open the book, you will find this story about epsilon and delta. So from me, the story is simple like this. What happened? We determine some delta value from the x-axis and epsilon value from the y-axis. And then look, how is the correlation between delta and epsilon? By writing our expression, and look how we can make them or determine them. Okay, maybe I will repeat again. I will repeat again. In this case, when we have here in the place of C is 5, and then in the place of L we have 10, but the real value is at exactly at x equals to 5 is 5. We can make expression that 2x, the function of x is 2x, f of x is 2x when x is not 5, but x when x is 5. So we have here some delta, and we have in this side epsilon. What is epsilon? Is the difference between the value we have at x exactly 5 compared to when we adjust x to be less than 5 or bigger than 5. If you have here 4.99, we will have L lower. The new value of L lower then we can say that L minus epsilon. And here you have L plus epsilon here. Okay. Then we can make new expression that x, x minus c less than epsilon. For this, and for the y axis, we can make that f of x minus L less than delta. And for our problem, we can make here like x minus 5 less than delta. And because we have the function of x is 2x, then we can multiply both sides with 2 by 2. Now we have 2x minus 10 less than 2 delta. And then we look again to the new expression we have, 2x minus 10. We can change, 2x is f of x. 2x is f of x. And 10 is L. And we have here delta. So then we can take the conclusion that delta equal to epsilon, equals to 2 delta. And then you can take the conclusion delta is epsilon over 2. And in that way, to understand about epsilon and delta, you will have in the chapter of limit intuition. You are thinking about, or you imagine a new terms for delta and epsilon. Actually, we already know about that before previously, but uh, not in form of expression. So I hope you can understand this. And here, I put some sentences related to epsilon and delta. You can read this, because by this you can find the essence of limit, in a different way, intuition. And finally, I hope, from our discussion you can have a brief mind from your side about solving limits problems. You can do from equation probably. You can also solve the problem based on the chart. Not always based on equation or algebra. Maybe somebody give you the problem from the graphs. In future, maybe after you do your own research, you can draw a chart from your data, based on your data, and then again you can solve the problem based on the chart. That is it, we hope. So you will love data, you will love table, you will love the chart, because it helpful for you to solve the problems. And also, sometimes you will also meet trigonometry problems. It is not hard, Why? Because we have the rules. Don't think something hard if you have the rule or the method. And we need the ability to estimate or to solve the limit problem from a table. I told you that if the problem always come in the same way, you will be boring, So Allah will give you problems in different way, so you will enjoy it. Are you boring in your life? Boring? No, not boring, And also, we had discussed about squeeze or sandwich theorem, where you have like 3 layers, And you can recognize the definition for the middle layer. I told you about, maybe you know a new friend, You don't know her or him, but you can ask, maybe his or her friend, maybe his or her family, to know the person. That way we can determine then, or we can understand about that person from the neighbor, from the people around him or her. So it is a squeeze theorem, that sometimes we can now understand something based on the function below or above its function, this function. So it's very important to know something around the object, to recognize the object. Get it? And we should understand about one side limit. When you see from the left side or the right side, then it is about understanding the one side limit. And also about infinity. Actually, we are believe in God. So understanding something infinity is easy for us, not hard for us. It is like our belief to the God, infinity. And also, we know about discontinuity, when we cannot continue a limit. It is cut, it is jump, or it meet asymptote, we cannot continue. So don't be suffer because of discontinuity things. Maybe you will face a condition of discontinuity. But if you can solve the problem, maybe you can continue. Sometimes we break our friendship with friend because of misunderstanding. But after we discuss, we know the reality, maybe we ask someone else, then we can forgive him or her, and then we can continue our friendship. It is like that. And finally, having understanding on limit intuition, what I just discussed with you. And I introduce you about delta and epsilon topic in limit. And it is also very easy, I think, to determine that. After you can determine delta and epsilon, then uh, any point the people give you, you can solve directly. You can adjust the value. That is the benefit of uh, determining the value of delta and epsilon. Okay, then thank you very much for your attention. We will meet again next week with a new topic about differential. And please, if you have question, no question, maybe in Indonesian language. I want to invite question in Indonesian language. If you don't have in English, no? Maybe I have to stop sharing first. Share, stop sharing.